Lovely. Hi. Hi, my love. Hello. Welcome to our Friday Live. Hello. We're just a couple minutes tardy for the party, and I hope that's okay with everyone today. We're going to do technical things because today it's Bert and I that are running the show here at home in SoCal. And I would like to know how we sound and how we look to you all, because it's so important that you understand where I'm coming from and that you can hear me. I'm alerted to how very much I need to create expanding my vision to make space for folks with all their abilities. And I'm looking into closed captioning these so everybody is able to consume this free magic. So let me take a little peek here and see how it sounds. Oh, thank you. Hi, Andrea. Thank you very much for that. Hi, Teresa. Oh, thank you very much. Clear as day. Thank you, Wise Witch 83. 83 is near and dear to me because that's when this witch graduated from high school. I'm a 79 to 83 high school person. So first wave punk rock in the house. Holla. I just want to say a couple little hellos and happy New Year's. I'm thrilled that Jackie's here. We have a very special vial and very special crescent moon that is brought to our attention from beautiful Jackie that's here that gave me this fabulous vial. And this gorgeous baby moon came from Jackie's beloved sis. So Sisters Reyes in the house. Hello, Cassandra. Hello, beautiful. It's good to see you. Hi, Noel. Good. I'm glad you can hear. 81, getting it done. So first wave as well, Teresa. Love that. Happy New Year. And thank you for calling me a legend. I think you're a legend too. I really want to get your name right. Does it look like it's Quill Pop? I'll say it. Hello, Alchemy of Light is here. Lovely. Hello to all moon babies that are present. Bert has brought me today's brew, which I'm so excited. It's a beautiful, it looks a little bit like a burnished brew. And I'm going to let that be a surprise because I do so love to welcome everybody here and have some consistency in this space. So please stay tuned for closed captioning. I really, really want to make that happen by next week, because next week, our live stream session is a full moon, and it's very special to me because it's a Cancer full moon for our first full moon of the year and an eclipse. So it's a really big one that we're feeling into in our waxing gibbous moon phase today. So we'll work our way through some special magical enactments. I believe this space will continue to grow, and we'll feel into doing sort of that yummy half and half where we do our lovely moon tarot together for all signs of the zodiac and get into a magical enactment. Today we'll be working with the 8 phases of the moon. I'm super excited about that. So it might be fresh and new for everyone, and it might be kind of something that's a familiar old friend for others. It will definitely be unique to my practice. So all are welcome for that. And then we'll just be kind of, in a way, stretching out towards next week's first full moon of the year. We will be sharing in this space the fabulous and very potent Bruhex Edgar Fabian Frias's magical hydromancy spell next week in this space live stream. So all are really welcome. You know how we like to start our sessions, where we strike a wooden match and look at these beauties. Oh, I'm so excited about these absolutely stunning matches. They're pink, my babes. I mean, come on. Thank you, Jackie. This one's for you, my love, where we're lighting a candle to alert our spirit guides that we're here, we're open, and we're listening. We're ready to receive the messages that are meant for us. Oh, that's a gorgeous smoke scrying moment. How is that looking? We're cleansing the feed. We're always purifying. We're always expanding our vision and really sort of in the end, always claiming our individual space in this space. So thank you so much for those gorgeous matches, Jackie. This is for our entire collective. And I have a second beautiful match that struck, which is, look at that fresh strike pad. This is for my heavenly subscribers. Did you see how tall that flame went? Thank you so much, subscribers. You get an extra candle lit for you each and every week, and I burn this candle down and give you special love and protection. And thank you for believing in my magic. And thank you so much for being present. And thank you so much for some of your visibility. That's not the important part. The important part is that you've shown me that love, and I give you a special blessing every single Friday. So thank you for being here, yummy subscribers. And I'm going to let you view these candles as they burn. And I just have some hellos that I want to say to folks that are arriving on the scene today. Oh, I'm so excited that Izzy's here. Yes, I love it. Oh, thank you. Hello. Thank you, Sunflower Crown. It's good to see you. Okay, like yesterday. Okay, we'll go extra hard for you. Okay, Izzy. And Bird's here. You can see Birdie Rose is here. I love it. Sisters Reyes is yes. I love it. Hello, Elaine. Thank you, lovely. It's good to see everyone. Oh, I'm excited that MB777 is here. And that makes me know that we will be touching in each week on last week's spell. And if we have the time and space, we'll check in and see how everybody's doing with that spell. So Bird was able to help me with last week's spell, which is very meaningful for me, where we were choosing our chill and very actively using the special, amazing expansion and kind of cutting out and carving out those last fears that we have, where they're safely frozen in my freezer right now. And lots of folks had questions about that, so we'll get to that in just a minute. So Bird, do you want to tell us what's in our brew this week? Was this the ginger?
Cayenne, agave nectar.
Is everybody catching that? This is a gorgeous, simple brew with cardamom pods, fresh ginger, cayenne, and agave nectar. So it's a really lovely sort of, I want to call this hydrating. What do you want to call it, Bird?
Yeah.
It's so good. I like that extra sweet. That's the sweetness of living with a teenager. Love it. So we're going to consecrate our space now. We begin with my resist mist, which we shake well to sound the bell to activate the spell. We've got a wonderful black lava bead within, which represents the freshest earth on earth. It's the ground beneath our feet. It is our groundedness. It's our invitation to continue to ground on our own terms. You gotta be you. So we create a gossamer halo overhead. Breathe deeply in through your nose. Drop your shoulders, my loves. Love it. This is the one that started it all, my loves. So thank you, Resist Mist, for being in my life. Next is personal faves. I'm sorry, I play favorites. This is the wonderful Moon Magic, which is for manifestation. And this is, again, the beginning, where you shake well to sound the bell, which activates the spell. And this has got a quartz crystal bead within that you're meant to keep this amulet as a talisman to represent your spell after your mist is complete. So you can take it and string it as like altar jewelry. I'm a Californian, so car jewelry, because I don't know, something about our cars. It's like a little sort of extension of ourselves in a funny way. What does that mean for me, who's driving around in my mother-in-law's old car? I'm in Boone's car. It's not my car. It's Boone's car. It'll be his soon. All right. So Moon Magic for manifestation. Breathe deep, drop your shoulders and say ma. Lovely. Manifesting is playing really prominent for me right now as I'm looking at the new year. There's many kind of mysteries in my life right now, with my partner's career shifting unbeknownst to them and not of their choice, but lots of exciting opportunities that are pulling our family in new directions that maybe we're not choosing, but having to experience gracefully and hook into these big expansions with our own magic. So manifestation is playing really prominent in my household right now. And this is Sweet Aura. Again, we shake well to sound the bell, which activates the spell. And this is a tiger eye bead within. Aura's pretty sexy. She prefers that I read Lorca poetry to her. She loves that moon poetry that Federico Garcia Lorca so beautifully penned. I don't want to even try to quote the years that they were active, but I love Aura because this is for invoking spirit guides and earthly lovers. And again, we create that gossamer halo. Breathe deep, drop the shoulders, say ma. And I just want to let you know that sweetheart moon baby Lindsay from last week created a list of all the zodiac signs and a link to the times. So I'm sending them a full set of mists for that incredible kindness today. And Bert and I are going to try to figure out how to do that after the live today. But thank you, Lindsay. You're just such a precious angel. And, we hear a lot of things in our day-to-day life that are big judgments. We live in a very judgy culture in the West. And I'm not talking about Western North America. I'm talking about the West in general. People staking their claim. I believe in this and I believe in that. And I hear people throwing a lot of shade on what it is to have internet friends and what it is to be in community that isn't in a physical realm. And I have to tell you, I beg to differ. We're here together now. We're breathing deeply in together now. We're sipping our brew together. I hope you all have something special to drink right now. And if you don't, let's all just swallow together, shall we? All of this work binds us together in our own individual bodies. And I have to tell you, our love and our community is absolutely real. This is not cosplay. We're doing it. So thank you for being here. I'm ready to dig right in. Bird and I aren't messing around anymore. I'm going to miss Bird when they go back to school next week. We've got the whole list of the zodiac, and we're being more organized, where Bird has the whole list of all the moon phases that we'll be touching into later as well. So let's go. We'll shuffle just a bit. This is a very well shuffled deck. I'm using the Circle of Life Tarot from Maria Di Stefano. Like always, at the end of our Moon Tarot session, I will take some questions and answers from those that sort of intuitively pop up that want to be seen. I try to stay so conscious of those that don't have the sovereignty, don't have the agency to be seen in this space. I have such massive respect for you. And I also am so really touched by those that are utilizing their privilege to be visible over in comments, and hold space for all of our experiences as we move into a new Gregorian calendar year. So let's get it on. How's everyone doing? Are we ready? We'll start with Aries like we do. I'm ready for you, Aries. You gave me so many feels in this first quarter moon with our moon in Aries for our first quarter moon. It was gorgeous, wasn't it? I'm ready. All right. So as is tarot tradition, we break the deck with our left hand, and I'm going to let you witness this. Do you see our New Year's Eve balloons still in the background here? I love it. Has to be real. And I'll share with you some of my key words of the year. Key phrase of the year, hyper real. My sweetheart did a little Instagram takeover while I have been on the mend, which is lovely and going super well. And thank you for your awesome love and support as I'm kind of integrating in new body parts with my prosthetic hip implant from just exactly 31 days ago. It's going so great. Ditched the cane a couple days ago, but my sweetie did a little Instagram takeover, and they spoke to all of you on Instagram saying that what I am doing is real. When I say that I'm holding vigil, when I say that I'm sending you all my love and magic, it's very uncasual and very real. And I've just been on such a mind expansion with that. And now my key phrase for 2020 is hyper real. It has to be more real than ever. My message stronger and louder and more clear than ever. So, sweetie pies, let's do it. Little comments are happening over here. So I just want to take a quick. Oh, hysteric blues. You woke up super exhausted this morning. You had trouble falling asleep yesterday. And even though you turned in early and had no devices on. Oh, well, I'm glad that you said so, because now we can all love you just a little bit better now that you're saying that you need that extra love. You know, winter can be very exhausting when we fight it. So maybe this is about you sort of holding yourself and giving the inner child you extra love, and maybe rock just a little bit. Lie on your side with a pillow between your knees and just hum your favorite song. It makes you feel really good. That might help. Your moon tarot is going to help too. Yes. Oh, thank you, Wise Witch. Age of Aquarius is the age of the internet. Heck yes. I love that. So Noelle is thanking you, Bird, for your fabulous brew. I'm really excited. Whole new world. It certainly is alchemy of life. Oh, well, someone's telling me I look gorgeous. Let's all positive for that. Oh, I know. I decided to go bold red today. So thank you for noticing. You must be an Aries, because here we go. All right. Ready, Aries? Boom. Bird, can we move that as close as possible so I don't have to like drift over? Yes, show off. All right. So I've got a left tilted death card for Aries today, and I'm going to hold for you so you can take that in. In fact, I'll move my fingers away so you can take that in. Aries, you sweet, awesome scene stealer. Whoopsie. It's just on those cords right there. Thank you, Bird. Is that working for you?
Mm-hmm.
All right. It seems real close to the edge there. We're just being technical over here. Oh, that's perfect, sweetie. Thank you so much. So when we see things that are left tilted, they're very in real life. You're really here to own your winterness. If you're having any struggles right now, Aries, you need to just go whole hog into your winterness. So it's time for you to pull out your skull art, pull out your skull crystals, pull out all things that give you the death feels, especially if you would love ancestral knowledge. Be very active in asking for ancestral knowledge. Aries, this is pretty hot of you. Lucky 13. This is a big year for you. We've got 13 full moons in 2020. So yay for you, Aries. You know you love that little show off stuff that you pull. I love it so much. So here we go, Taurus, you sweeties. All right, so Taurus, you've got remember last week when so many things were right tilted? Now we've got our second. I said that incorrectly. So we've got right tilted death card. We've got the right tilted King of Swords. So now we're on that right tilted roll. But I thought last week, didn't we have tons of left tilted cards? So here we are with our right tilted King of Swords. Taurus, I know you don't like conflict, and I get it. And you can maybe sweeten what you need to say with some poetic words, but you really need to speak up right now. It's time. No more hoping that your message is only psychically set. As our moon wells and swells to full next week, get that message first down on paper. So it's psychically sent, it's down on paper. You're probably going to have to speak the words. You can sweeten it by creating a playlist surrounding your spell intention, but you're going to have to actually speak the words of your very clear intention. It's very important right now. Okay, honey? Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Be excited. All right, Gemini. Beautiful. So here we go. We just pulled the King of Swords, right tilted. All right. And Gemini, we've got the reversed Queen of Swords. I'm going to be real plain spoken on this. Has anybody noticed on Instagram that I keep playing the Foxygen song called Follow the Leader? This is time, Gemini, to be really in the sensuousness of your masculine, feminine relationship, whatever that looks like. Like, honestly, you know that no interest in the binary whatsoever. You be yourself wherever that holds with your gender choice, your gender reality, your gender, if you choose to even go there. Right now, it's time for you to either speak up and be the leader and hang back and be led if you want to. You have to identify, Gemini, inside of your twinness, what parts of you wants to just not have to flex so hard and work so hard, and the other part of you that wants to be sort of in the lead. So it's time for you to winnow right now and separate in two pieces the wheat from the chaff. It's time for you to really go with the loudest voice, especially in your sensuous relationships, and let the part of you that's just exhausted in a way from trying to lead be led. Do you understand? Allow that yielding feminine to come out and let yourself be wooed and let yourself be sort of nurtured and cared for by that sexy mask aspects to whatever you're producing and creating in your life. Let that be more forward right now. So good for you. Wow, the cards are hot right now. I love that. So we have 3 cards on the table. We have the right tilted Death card. We have the right tilted King of Swords. And now we have the reversed Queen of Swords. It's already telling quite a story. I'm loving this. Okay, Cancer babes, love it. Another queen. You can't make this up. You saw me do all my shuffling and the authenticity and the hyper realness of it. So now we've got a right tilted Queen of Cups for you, Cancer babes. So Cancer babes, it's the opposite of Gemini, sort of finding the kink to which aspects of you get wooed and the other parts of you that are out there seducing other parts of yourself. With Cancer babes right now, it's all about you. All of you knows exactly the right thing to do, and now is the time to do it. I'd actually like to see you kind of push really hard this week and then relax and sit in that delicious Cancer full moon that's coming on Friday. So let's set a goal a day: Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then that's it. Then you tuck yourself in Thursday to bed and you wake up on Friday and you consciously celebrate everything that's working, all the gifts and everything that's real in your life. Okay. All right, sweetie Cancer, I'm excited for you. We've got Death, 2 queens and a king on the table right now. Love it. All right, Leo babes, what do you got? Leo is always really hot in this space. I'm going to sip some tea now. Yum. Let's go. Love it. The reversed 5 of Cups. Leo needs some rest right now. Leo needs to have their gorgeous mane pet and loved by hand. Whatever way, Leo, you feel sort of you need physical love, get it right now. And you have to be very honest with yourself. If that's inner love by eating delicious food, do that. Definitely be mindful of your hydration. But this isn't a, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Oh, I thought I had my notifications turned off. I had a kiddo that was using my machine yesterday because they had a assignment for school. And I think this notifications got a little messed up. I hope that wasn't too distracting. Here we go. We've got our reversed 5 of Cups for Leo. Leo needs to just have fun the rest of the week. really like off duty. You're off duty. This is time for you to collect and file and have fun and call your friends and have a beautiful blast setting up your altar for the full moon next week. Okay. Can you do that for me, Leo? Good. Love it. All right. So now we're moving on to Virgo babes. Wow. You've got the Empress and you've got the, of course, right tilted Empress. So Virgo babes. Oh, I mean, the earthness to your every moment is so real. And with the Empress showing up, just moving from 2019, which was an Empress year, into our Emperor year. And we've got a king and queen, two queens on the table. And now we've got the Empress. I would say this is time for you to do what you do really well and think about the past and expand what really worked in 2019. For some reason, that mooniness and that wistfulness of, oh, I wasn't quite done with that project, pull it forward, bring it into 2020. That can be tricky. I would hope that you would really consciously avoid feeling bad about the fact that it didn't get completed in 2019. Believe in this timing. Believe in the Empress's timing. It's time for you now to bring that project forward and really let it be seen in 2020, okay? In full view, all right? So go back and check that out, what your last little project was in 2019 and pull it forward to 2020. Love that Empress card. All right. So Libra babes, we've got the right tilted, of course, Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords. I'm really turning them around slowly so you really can see what's happening here. This right tilted Seven of Swords for Libra babes right now. It's really time for you to just I want to say hedge your bets, but I want to say something even more bold. It's more about believing in your words and deeds even more. Send those emails, start the projects, do it. This is the week, but you got to take Friday off. All right, because we've got Venus's day and we've got the first full moon and an eclipse and everything happening. We want to really enjoy that Cancer full moon that's coming up and be about our hydromancy spell. So work hard this week, Libra babes, and really get those emails sent and get that paperwork done and start the spreadsheet and pay the bills and just calm down about any kind of franticness so you can really enjoy Friday. Okay, sweetie? So this is about this being a really lucky week for you. All right. Fun. Scorps. All right. Upright, Nine of Swords for Scorpios. I kind of want to just acknowledge that it seems like maybe it could look like I've been tough on Scorpios in this space, and I just want you to know that I believe in magic more and more and more, especially coming through the physical space that I've come through in the last 31 days. Scorpios, this reoccurring nightmare that has you've been dragging through your whole life, you really need to cut cord with that reoccurring nightmare that unfortunately lives on your tongue and you keep creating with your words. You really need to cut cords in the toughest way, because this is core. It goes all the way back. It's not your fault. Someone taught you how to speak like that and think like that. And now it's time for you to cut cords with that. When we cut cords with that, there can be a feeling of out of control floating. So I would think that you would want to have some fresh soil handy to just sort of put your feet on and hold in your hands when you do a nice cord cutting. We'll talk about cord cutting a little teeny tiny bit today, but this, Scorp, you know that you've been carrying this around and you know that it's not your fault and you know that someone taught you how to speak and think like this. It's just time now to part ways with that. And you're grown, you know how to do it, and now's the time. Okay, honeys, yay. Nine of Swords. Sending you love. All right, Sag, let's go. We've got the Page of Cups very straight up. Sag, this is time for you to just be in your utter sweet and innocent baby sort of oh, what do I want to say about this? Is this time for you to be in your like not knowing? Like just let yourself be a person that doesn't know and let it go. Enjoy it, actually. Like not knowing is a wonderful place. Then you don't have to have that heavy load of carrying around what you know. You get to be a sweet and innocent baby to what you don't know, and do your darndest to enjoy that. So bring an apple to your teachers and be nice in the sandbox and be a sweetheart when you're out there in the world learning. All right. Try not to feel like you need to wear a uniform into the spaces where you're trying to learn and look smart. Just go in soft and a sweet, optimistic smile on your face and be there to learn and be kind to your teachers. Okay. All right, here we go, Capricorn, another queen. So we have 3 of the 4 queens on the table right now. We have the Queen of Wands for Capricorn. Love it. So now, Cappy cuties, you get to do what you love doing the most. You get to rake up all the leaves and start a huge bonfire. You get to like take out the trash and you get to identify it like, this is the trash pile. Last call. We're about to, light it on fire. This is a big doing week for you, as long as you promise me to take Friday to enjoy yourself and try to be a little bit kinder in your words to others. You have fabulous suggestions. You're so smart. Just enjoy that personally and let it be contained in your sphere and take that out on yourself. And if you're seeing the improvements that others need to be doing all the time, turn that around to yourself and let it be reflected back at you, and just take care of your side of the street. There you go, sweeties. This is the fabulous Queen of Wands for Capricorn. I love it. This is beautiful today. I love it. Okay, Aquarius, here we go. Ooh, we at last have the Hanged One. And I love this in January. Of course, it is right tilted. And this is for Aquarius. Wow, Aquarius, here comes your season. The Hanged One is here to show you, the basicness of this right tilt is that you need a lot of rest, and also that the fairies are calling you. You can do extra magic in your sleep, and I hope that you choose that right now, Aquarius. I don't want you to lose sleep. Try just simple things like writing your spell intention on your bay leaf, or maybe a small little pile of mistletoe. And you might want to fold it in a little cloth and before you set it under your pillow, but sleep with your spell intention under your pillow and ask your guardians and guides and your spirit guides to speak with you, especially if you can lay down. I know it's cold right now in winter for so many of us, but if you can find yourself laying upon the sweet earth and actively asking for visions, this is a special time for you, Aquarius. You're kind of like, remind me of Aries with your awesome death card here. It reminds me of you being very like adorably the chosen one right now in a way. So yay, Aquarius, work with your astral projecting, work with astral travel, and work with your dream intuitive night mind for actively asking for message from your spirit guides in your dream space. Awesome. Okay, and Pisces, we're rocking and rolling today. 4 of Pent. Love this. Pisces, weren't you just like super special last week too, where I was like, you're the one? I mean, this 4 of Pentacles is really showing me this is really your year. We need you. You are such leaders to us. This is a time to freak it out and to really follow spiritual leaders that give us in ways that maybe something that's organized and structured can't. Also, like if you're negotiating right now, you need to aim high. So this is time for you to really state what your worth is very clearly and receive more. So this is about you taking good care of your home and protecting yourself and your loved ones, and negotiate well for yourself and your loved ones, and follow spiritual leaders that support the protection of your home and your food and your wellness and your family's welfare. Okay. Cool. All right. So I also, again, still the watch is broken. So I have to look at my phone to see what time it is. Oh, we're doing really well. That's fabulous. I love this. Yay. All right. So one more sip of the brew. And we're going to go in and see if anybody has any questions. We might keep this just a teeny bit brief so we can get into talking about our moon phase magic. I would like everybody. Yes. Okay, good. Scorpio here. Love that alchemy of life. Taurus here. Thank you. Very, very happy. Oh, good. And I'm glad you liked the video. Good. Sag Sun. Love it. Who's got a question? Oh, good. Good. Okay. I'm going to kind of scroll down to the end. Hi, TK. I'm thrilled that you're here. Lovely. Okay. Oh, thank you. Oh, you know what, TK? It means so much to Bird and I that you spell her name correctly with the Y at the end. Thank you so much. That's lovely. Oh, thank you. Yeah, what I've been doing is creating a different set every week because I just feel like it's a visual feast, and I absolutely love stoking our magic with visual cues because witchcraft is embodiment, and so having that visual field appealing is really important to me. Hi, Louise. It's good to see you. Yes. Oh, heck yes. Okay, so Louise has the first question that I'm seeing here. You're a Pisces. How do you show people the way? Well, first of all, the fact is you showed up, you were visible. You said you were happy to be here. You said you're a Pisces, and you asked right away how you can show the way. You're already doing it. You're doing it by being visible, curious, inquisitive, excited, and asking, what do you need? So that's my intuitive space in this. I'm telling you right now, being your authentic self, being fresh in your presentation, and asking, what do you need from me, is step one. Step two is coming in a card right here. Here we go. Wow. So you've got the Hierophant reversed. The Hierophant reversed is saying, oh, honey, it's time that you're the teacher. I think that seeking this work from a specific teacher, you're past that. You're pretty damn good at this now. Pardon my language. You're really good at this. It's time for you to stand tall and say, this is what I know. So every day before the full moon, please keep a list of 5 things by the time the full moon comes that you know. 5 magical things that you know that you're ready to share with others. Fabulous. So I covered this in my Arcana Brick Road, which you can look on Instagram for the hashtag Arcana Brick Road, which is a tarot torch that's being passed from readers and tarot enthusiasts to one to the other. And I wonderfully was passed the tarot torch from Freedom at, I believe, Sacred Mirrors on Instagram, who touches my heart so much. So love you, Freedom. And I received the Hierophant card, and I got into the etymology of this word, Hierophant. Hiero is meaning sacred, and Feninus, I believe. Oh, sorry if you heard my tummy growling. Bird and I are like matcha twins, and I'm ready to have lunch after this, after our little matcha latte. I believe that Feninus in Greek or Latin means to sort of reveal. So Hierophant means a sacred reveal or someone who shares sacred texts. And it's time for you to be that person in any way that you can, Louise. Wow, that was a lot. Love it. Okay, what else is going on here, babies? Yes. All right. Four of Pence. It's stalking you, Izzy. Good, good. It's your turn. You're actually really good at this, sweetheart. Hi, Morgan. It's good to see you. You're welcome. Okay, Alchemy of Life has a Pisces mama. Love that. Oh, fabulous. Hearts to you, TK. All right, I'm going to just take a little peek here with glasses on now. Where did they go? Here they are. All right, because I'm going to get this going. Okay. Sabrina says that you are aqua. Don't feel connected to your friends anymore. Any advice? Coming right up, my love. And hi, Liz is here. Hello, honey bunny and family. Okay, Liz is saying, hey, are you right around the corner right now? All right, so I'm going to do that one. And then I'm going to do Wise Witch. What are you called to release? And then Gwill Pop. You're a Gemini and you have two paths ahead of you in decisions. How do you know which one is the right path? Bless your soul, sweetie. I totally understand. Ah, that's so cute. And then I'm going to read what Elizabeth says here, Libra. Here, feeling a pull to change in your life, and you think it's because people around you are making a lot of changes. You genuinely love your work and where you live, and you worry that you're lacking. Did you know that I changed the word but to and? And that's the first advisement that I will tell you with this, Elizabeth. Work on replacing the word but with the word and. I think that this is a time where you're ready to add more. Love that. Oh, yay. Okay, so we're going to roll back up. Thank you, Irma. Good. Good, Louise. I love this. Okay, so we'll see how we do here, y'all, so we can get to lots and lots of folks. I'm going to scroll back up. What was my first question, Bird?
There's two more at the bottom.
Was it Izzy that was asking the question? I know that I read it out loud that I was going to say. Can you remind me? Does anybody want to remind me? Okay, it wasn't Izzy. It wasn't Joseph. Sabrina. Yes. Advisement. Okay, Aquarius is what I'm going to read your aqua as. Don't feel connected to your friends anymore. Advice. So Sabrina, here comes your advice. Okay, baby? All right, so 8 of Swords. This is absolutely about conflict. I don't know if you have an active conflict going with your friends right now, but it could certainly go there. This is about you really deciding if you have the energy for a battle right now. In the end, it's all about you knowing what you think, because when we see swords, that's the element of air, and air is your thought process, and it's poetry and music, and it's everything that's sort of floating around you. I kind of feel like you need to surround yourself with better, well-suited messages that you enjoy more. It's time for you to dust off all your podcasts that you're listening to and playlists that you're listening to and freshen all that up, because this battle that could happen with your friends is going to leave you pretty exhausted. And is that really what you want to do as we're in this waxing moon energy? You're going to have to dust off those messages you're surrounding yourself with anyways. So why don't we do this? Why don't we have you surround yourself more with those mental messages first, and then see if you still have space for this conflict, and then carefully learn that healthful communication pattern. So are you ready for this, my love? The healthful communication pattern is to only speak about what's happening for you, to really not even talk about them. And this is how you do it. You fill in blanks, and I've said this in this space before. You say, I feel blank, and you actually state a feeling word like happy, sad, mad, glad. I feel blank when And then you get to say the thing when you chew with your mouth open. I'm just making up something arbitrary and small so it doesn't feel so scary. I feel grossed out when you chew with your mouth open. And then you get to fill in the blank because. And maybe it's because
It's gross.
it's a bad example. Maybe it's because, you know, Grandpa lived with your family when you were little and he chewed with his mouth open, and your family was teaching you how to chew with your mouth closed, but Grandpa got to chew with his mouth open. And there was this lack of fairness all the way through your childhood that just like you're working on. And do you see in that space where you really ended up just telling your story? So, Sabrina, long road to say it's time for you to surround yourself with better mental messages. Okay. And then see what that fight looks like. All right, cutie. Here we go. Okay. And wise witch, what are you called to release? You've got the Two of Swords and left tilted. You need to release the fantasy of what your love relationship and your workspace should be. Release the fantasy of it and be much more active in creating what you need your love relationship and your workspace to be. I hope that helps. And let's go. Who's next, baby, after Wise Witch?
After Wise Witch is...
I think
I
that
believe
is
Layla.
it Layla? Okay. Having a lot of health problems. Bless your heart, sweetie. I know how that feels. Leo sun, Cancer rising. Your liver has been taking a lot of, does that say heat? Is the pain a sign of healing, or are you doing something wrong? We just started taking vitamins at my household. So I think that adding nutrition and adding minerals in winter is epically important. Adding grounding nutrients in mineral form is epically important. And that can look like eating nuts and grounding foods that are higher in fat, like avocados. Your liver will love you eating oils as fats. Okay. So watch that fat intake. You're making your liver work too hard. Okay, cutie. So you've got the Four of Cups that's left tilted. This is about you just saying, take care of the super obvious things that you need to in your health right now and focus on those. Don't get fancy. Don't feel like you have to buy some big, huge program. It's time for you to just admit to yourself the areas of your life that you already know you need to improve on your health. You're not doing anything wrong. You're just not doing it. You know, it's just time to do it. Okay. Mwah. Sending you love. And don't be afraid to get advice from a medical professional because, baby, I'm not a doctor. Just got to say it out loud. I'm a humble witch giving you a spirit advisement that's running through my body to yours. Okay, my love? Thank you for turning to me. That touches my heart. Okay, so that was Layla. Maybe we'll do a couple of more.
I think Irma.
Move to a better place for the new year. But I thought that there was another one where someone was saying that they were making it. Yay, Temperance is here. Oh, hey, babe. Good to see you. I thought I missed something up there. Yes, it was Anna Maria, right? Going through some really tough days, mostly physical, wondering if it's because you're releasing and clearing something. Okay, so this is for Anna Maria. Oh, I know what it was. It was Teresa. Okay.
We'll do both.
Anna Maria, Teresa, we're coming. Okay. Anna Maria, right tilted, One of Cups. This is 100% about self-love. If you find yourself laboring in a space saying to yourself, that's not fair, and that's not fair, and that's not fair, you're exhausting your ability to turn that to yourself and give yourself the love you deserve. This is essential that you love yourself first and best. And I have an Instagram post on that that's inside of a moon. So you can look back on Instagram. I think last week I did a post about love yourself first and best. And there could be some wisdom in the caption for you there, my love. It's the hardest thing in the world. I don't know how you were taught that it's lonely to take good care of yourself, but we need to find more supportive environments for your self-love enactments. Coming up on this full moon that we're working, which is Cancer, which is such a great individual, full crab shell around themselves shelter. This is a great time for you to begin the epically important process of self-love. So there's a right tilted One of Cups or Ace of Cups that supports that idea. So love yourself first and best, my love, okay? And really physically and daily and in a structured pattern. The way that you love yourself should look like the way you love yourself happens in rhythm, like morning, noon, and night. Do you see what I'm saying? And if that's not enough, hourly. You look at the top of that clock and think to yourself, how am I doing? Are there sort of thoughts that are running through my mind or words coming from my lips or things that I'm listening to outside of myself or ways that my flesh has some discomfort that I need to sort of adjust? Only you know how severe this self-love challenge is. So start with morning, noon, and night. And I like adding structure in meal times. So when you feed yourself, and then you'll notice to yourself, ooh, is the way I feed myself disordered? Do I have some personal shame with how I'm feeding myself? So you need to start this self-love journey, and it needs to be structured and rhythmic. Okay, my love. And let me get on up there to Teresa. You've been working hard to be open to love, and you see no prospects. This is a huge one. I'm going to sip this tea and clear the air. Looking for love. Let's go. Okay, so now we have this left tilted Page of Wands. There's not a lot of visibility in the way that you're looking for love. And there's a real gorgeous innocence with this Page of Wands, the way that you're so ready to receive those sweet kisses and ready to sort of be, I guess the word is propositioned. You're ready for all that right now, but you're not really seen in that. This is about you being more vulnerable and in spaces and being seen as available. You got to try new things, honey. If the whole thing is happening with words, it needs to actually happen physically now. You need to actually physically be in those spaces. I hope that that looks like you could be in nature, because being in awe under a blanket of stars and being in awe around living plant and flower power is such a sensuous and gorgeous thing to share with new folks. So I hope that you can find new and better ways to be visible in your availability. Okay? I hope that helps. Sending you love. I hope you feel loved in this community. Let's see how we're doing here, sweetie. How's it looking, bird?
Good.
Should we take a couple of more? Okay. Let me just throw on my glasses for one final time, and then we'll move on to the magic portion, talking about our moon magic. Bird, do you see something? Would it be Irma, like you said? Sorry to interrupt, but has fire signs or Leo been read? Yes. And I'm going to go back over that. Leo had a reversed cup, and I can't remember. I think it was the reversed 5 of cups. I'm pretty sure it was the reversed 5 of cups. And
Not bad.
Leo, no, not at all. You're wonderful. Leo, you need to have fun all week long before the full moon. This is about you not doing a ton of stuff, which is hilarious to me, because when is a Leo not doing tons of stuff? And hopefully you can find a way of having your flesh soothed and your body pet and loved with the hands of others, at least with the hands of yourself. Okay. And so don't even worry about interrupting. This is your time, sweetie. All right. So are we ready? All right. So we're going to talk about moon magic now. And moon magic, think we can safely say, because we love our Moon Tarot space, that we can look forward to the next 8 phases of the moon and perhaps assign a Moon Tarot card to all these phases. Is everybody ready? Does everyone know the moon phase that we're in now? Yesterday was our first quarter moon, and now we're into the waxing gibbous phase. And I'd like to show everybody the app that I use, which I love, and you know I love to share. This is a waxing gibbous moon in Aries today after our first quarter moon in Aries yesterday. And I use Deluxe Moon. I decided to go with the Pro personally. It costs $2.99 period total forever, not yearly. When I purchased it, at least a couple of years ago, at least, if not 3. One of my sweet sister witches turned me on to Deluxe Moon, and I really didn't shop it at all. They're a beautiful, fabulous sister witch. So I just said, fabulous, I'll do it. It was during their tarot session. I just went for it right away. I felt like that was a gift I needed to give myself to have for others. And so there we are right now. And you can see this moon that I utilized on my Instagram post today. So I screen grabbed that and I created my post today. So that's step 1. Does everybody know the 8 phases of the moon? We'll begin with today's phase, and then we'll go back over it again and talk about the different phases representation in our spell work. Okay. So today is a waxing gibbous moon. And I don't know if you saw my interview with the fabulous dear one, Sarah Faith Gottesdiener, who created the Many Moons Planner that I'm a contributor in this year for our special year of 13 moons. This is the Many Moons Lunar Planner, and they are sold out now, but I believe there's 1 or 2 spaces that still have the Many Moons Planner. Do you see that, sweetie, on Sarah's Instagram stories?
I think.
Okay, great. Let us know, because I think that there was 1 or 2 shops that had it. I know in the UK, there's a shop that has it. So when you look at Sarah's stories, will you let us know? There's a place in the UK where you can still receive this. And then they have a print on demand that's a little bit larger than this. In that interview with Sarah, they asked me what my favorite moon phase is right now. And I said it was the gibbous phase, because it's that sort of delicious space right before the big move and right after the big move of the full moon. So we're in the waxing gibbous phase right now, right before the full moon. And the full moon's coming up, which is a big, delicious eclipse as well. So this is a really special time right now. So we go from the waxing gibbous moon, and then on Friday, we've got the full moon. And then after that, we've got the waning gibbous moon. So just, okay, so maybe it was in a post. You might want to look on the last post if there's planner information on there. So with that, the gibbous phases, they flank the full moon. So that's 3 of the 8 phases right there. Things are confusing right now.
Still buy it from the Alchemist Kitchen in New York City.
The Alchemist Kitchen in NYC has physical copies of this year's Many Moons Lunar Planner 2020. Thank you. And Bird's going to add the @ to the chat right now. Thank you so much. And then in the UK, there was some space that was available as well.
Them.
Thank you, sweetie. I appreciate
it.
Magic Hour Astrology?
Mm-hmm.
They're not in the UK.
That's where you can buy it from, though.
Oh, I love that. Thank you so much. If that's a little bit confusing, because I'm pretty sure Magic Hour Astrology is in Portland, but I could be. Oh, thank you, sweetie. I appreciate that. But that was from last week, so we'll work that out. I love that gibbous phase right before the full moon and right after. And I'll tell you why in just a moment. I think that in our culture of heavy sort of intense white supremacy and capitalist colonial terrorizing, we are so disconnected from our pleasure, because it needs to be we sort of need to be exhausted in order for white supremacy and capitalism to work. We have to sort of be exhausted from grinding all the time. So that's why I make such a big deal of the full moon and the waxing phases and waning gibbous phases right before and after the full moon, because if I'm really doing those 3 phases well, I'm celebrating what is working in my life, what I actually do have in my life that can't be taken from me and can't be exhausted from me. And I'm sort of a little bit of a rebellious person in that space, celebrating what's working in my body, what's working in my mind, what's working in my spirit, what's working in my love relationships. It needs to be expanded and it needs to be celebrated on every full moon. So that's why I love those gibbous phases before and after the full moon so much, because that means that I'm really protecting my pleasures. I'm really protecting what I'm celebrating, because full moons are for celebrating. All right, so after that waning gibbous phase comes the 3rd quarter moon, and then we've got the waning crescent moon, and then we've got the dark moon and the waxing crescent moon and the 1st quarter moon. So I'm going to show you the list that Bert and I created today, and maybe you'll want to screen grab that. How's that looking? Is that doable? And I think what I'll do in the show notes, I'll add this simple moon phase chart to your description for this video. And then if Bert and I can easily figure it out, because sweetheart moon baby Lindsay said it was so easy to figure out how to create timings, so you can zip right to those. I know that on a mobile app, sweetheart moon baby Lindsay told me that you're not able on a mobile app to zip straight to that timing just by touching it. But if you're on your computer device or maybe an iPad, you could probably touch it and it'll zip you straight to the link that shows you the timing of your moon tarot. This will also be listed in the show notes. Okay, so we begin with our Moon Phase Magick with the dark moon. And the dark moon I state here rather than the new moon, because I just absolutely adore the phase of the dark moon magic that is surrounding the new moon. I'm not a big casting spells on the new moon person. Pardon me, I'm going to wet my whistle. I really love to sort of rest in the nothingness of the new moon. That's really rest time for myself, and I try to create that for my family too. I love just sort of the release of all my burdens. I try very consciously to give those over. I've got a post on Instagram with a lay your burdens down altered states spell that's specifically about, for me, utilizing kind of aqueous or water aspects or hydromancy aspects in my life, like tears and spit and sweat and rain and snow, to pull the burdens out of me and actively move them. I have a relationship with Kuan Yin that's very, very special to me. And I like to give them to the mother archetype Kuan Yin and lay my burdens down on the new moon. The phase right before that, the dark moon phase right before that, is when I love to cast my manifestation spells. So I'm a little bit of a rebel, and every once in a while, beneath the bold, full light of a full moon, I will also do some manifestation spells. I'm just a rebel like that, but I'm pretty seasoned and experienced, so I can kind of detail it differently. Don't want to get hung up on that, doesn't matter. This is a little bit of a beginner's list and tips and tricks. Your true manifestation spells you'll want to cast in the dark moon phase in the 3 days before the new moon. I'm just being general and saying 3 days, but the more sensitive you become to the moon phases, the more you'll absolutely know. When those dark moon phases occur, you can also look at the day of the week and the planet that's associated. You can face full well if you're in a retrograde phase with a planet. You can face the, candle magic and the color that you associate with that day of the week, or any of the tarot pulls that you have that kind of ping when you know the right timing is for that manifestation magic. But dark moon phase is also for, frankly, banishing. And if you're a person that likes to hex, that would be when you would do that. It's a very potent time. Now, I've read a description very recently that said maybe you want to skip it if it's just pesky things like your ex is being irritating by texting you too much. I read that very recently. Maybe you want to skip the power of that. That might be an overflex for you to cast a spell to banish that behavior inside of the dark moon phase. Have it be for something that's more serious and meaningful, and maybe not involve others, because when you're doing banishing spells, there's a way that you can really bind yourself to others if you're banishing an actual specific person, place, or thing. I would say it's more banishing an energy in your field, so you don't bind yourself too much to a person, place, or thing. And take it really seriously, because that's a lot of super potent energy. It's one of my faves. Then we move down into the waxing crescent moon phase. And this is when you want to sort of be about the hint of something that you want to draw sort of out of yourself and release. Then when you're moving on to the first quarter moon phase, that's when you have a little sort of bit more lunar light to identify the things right around you that you want to pull into you. Like if you want to learn how to play a musical instrument, or something that you want to pull closer to you, or if you're in some kind of a relationship that is lagging a little bit, that's outside of you, you want to pull it closer to you so you can fire that up just a little tiny bit. That's a great thing to do on the first quarter moon. Then you've got that waxing gibbous phase, where it's time for you to really take stock of what's working in your life and what you're loving, and really expand it and start to celebrate it and kind of set things up in a way. It's kind of like preparing for a guest, where you really make it very clear and known that you love this thing in your life. You have this very specific pleasure in your life. And then on the full moon, you celebrate it. It's kind of a very important time for optimism, and optimism creates very important brain chemistry in your life that I can't overstate the importance of creating positive, optimistic brain chemistry in your life. And then you've got your waning gibbous moon phase, where you can sort of like clean up a little bit after a party and just go, okay, this is fun. We're going to take some pictures now and put them in the photo album. Does that make sense? You're just beginning to reflect on what you loved so much about that celebration, and really sort of almost creating a monument to that celebration. You do that in that waning gibbous moon phase. For the third quarter moon phase, you want to get a little bit more active with cutting things out of your life. This is when you want to do your cord cutting magic and really recognize what's got to go. Okay, sweetheart? So let's do that. Let's do that on that third quarter moon phase. And then that waning crescent moon phase is when you want to be, I think, being a little bit more serious with what you are editing and subtracting. I hope that gives you enough keywords to what you need to work on. Right now, like I said, is the first day of our waxing gibbous moon phase. And this is when we want to start pulling those enactments in our life into an altar space to expand them and appreciate them in our spell work for the full moon. I would say most of us need more pleasure in our life. I think it might be the great sadness of our culture, the great sadness of our era, that we haven't sort of put our foot down more about having more pleasures in our life. Let this be the year that you focus and see more pleasures with every single full moon. And I urge you to really, really get it on in those gibbous phases around the full moon. I love these 3 phases of the moon right there. So how is that for everyone? Should we assign some moon tarot if you'd like? And then I can actually write those down inside of, I guess, Bird, we could probably write the timing on those too. Are we ready for some moon tarot? All right. Moon tarot for each one of the moon phases coming up. And we'll start with the current one. And the current one is our fresh waxing gibbous moon phase. Are we ready for some spell work for that? How's everybody doing with that moon magic? I know there's lots and lots of comments there. Is there anything I need to tend to, Miss Bird?
No, we're all good.
Okay, good. So this moon phase that we're in right now, this is wisdom for our waxing gibbous moon phase. We've got the 6 of Swords straight up. I love the 6 of Swords, and that's very special for someone in our community now that I hope is still with us in the chat, because this 6 of Swords is now straight up and showing you it is very much time to speak up. If you're wanting to do this project, you must speak up about it now. Make it happen. Get it ready, and then celebrate the ways that you chose it and got it ready for the full moon, okay? Do 1, 2, 3 really special things, especially meditating with your spirit guides. 6 is that sort of number for me that is the top of a tarot reading, that is sort of about our relationship with our spirit guides. And I would love to see 6 special steps that you know you're going to take to make this dream come true, because this project needs to happen. Okay, so that's our waxing gibbous moon magic. Here's our full moon magic. Ooh, the 5 of Swords. This is a real stinger. For the full moon, you're going to have to battle for it. You're going to really have to stake your claim and put your foot down and be very strong about celebrating. Use your hands and use your sort of ableness in your life to create space for next Friday. You're going to have to kind of fight for it. You're going to have to use your language first within yourself to call this full moon phase coming up the most important thing for you right now. Let's say you've got a wedding to go to, or you've got to go to work. Maybe it's a time for you to wear a special crystal inside of your clothing, maybe in an underpinning close to your heart, and really know that you're tending to your magic on that full moon, even if you're forced to be in another environment, okay? Make some planning so you don't feel bitter, resentful, or agitated in your mind for the full moon, okay? All right. So then we've got the waning gibbous phase right after the full moon, the week after the full moon. So it's not this next week, it's the week after the full moon. Here's our wisdom. We've got the 3 of Wands. This can indicate some conflict too. It's right tilted, which shows that conflict can be in real life. It's really important right now that you put yourself first very actively. I'm not condoning battling with others. In fact, I can be very passive in my relationship, which is funny because, sorry, sweetie, it can make me a little bit occasionally explosive and mouthy because I let it build up and up and up, and then it bursts forth. And now that I know I'm a Taurus rising, I get that I have a really long rope. But when I get to the end of it, ooh, it turns into a cracking whip. I am learning pace, and I'm learning to take care of my magic first and best. So for the waning gibbous phase, this is time for me to, and all of us, to celebrate what we got right with the full moon instead of having bitterness on our tongue that we take out on others. Okay, we're getting better. This is time for us to appreciate what we got right. All right. And so then the 3rd quarter moon phase that's coming up. And you know what? We can use my app right now. Bird, do you have my phone?
You do.
Where is it, babe? Oh, I must have it underneath my planner right here. So I'm going to look that up in my planner right here, sweetie. Do you want to look up our quarter moon phase, our 3rd quarter moon phase that's coming right up? And this will be the tarot for it. Love that. sweetie. So this is the full moon for Edgar, and we'll get to that in just a second. The third quarter moon phase is the right tilted Knight of Swords. This is ask for help. So after that full moon phase, after that waning gibbous phase, when we're getting into that sort of releasing and editing, active editing of what's not working, it's time for us to really ask for help, especially from somebody that you really admire and find super attractive. So you feel like excited and turned on at the same time. All right.
What
So
day is it?
knights or babes? That's what I was asking you, honey.
Oh,
All right. So then when we get to the waning crescent moon phase, we've got the Ace or One of Swords that's left tilted. This is about keeping your sweet secrets at that waning crescent moon phase. Right before the dark moon phase, it's time for you to cast your spells to
17th.
identify the 17th, Jan 17. Okay, good. So Jan 17 is when we're having that third quarter moon phase. All right. So identify at the waning crescent moon phase. And what day is that, sweetie? The waning crescent phase
waning crescent.
is right after the 17th. This is when you want to identify and protect the sweet secret of the spell you're going to manifest
19th.
on your dark moon phase. I love that. So the dark moon tarot is the 10 of Cups, which is the ultimate community card. So this is time for you to be even more active in your favored communities when casting your spells. If ever there was a time for you to be about covens, now is the time. And I'll be honest with you, I'm going to be launching a project this next week, moving towards the full moon. That's all about a traveling full moon, fabulous kind of coven celebrations. I would like to travel to different covens for every full moon and spend time with different witches. So if you are in a coven or dream of creating a coven and would like me to come to you, if you're in California, I would be more than happy to do that, or even videoing into your coven and visiting in some way and sharing my love and magic with you all. I'm just so excited to somehow for every full moon of 2020 create coven space with and for all of you, moving towards my big full moon spell inside the many moons lunar planner that's coming up. So this 10 of Cups for our dark moon phase is all about creating and being in that coven space for the next dark moon. Okay. So even if you don't have agency to do that, come to me in that space. Okay. And then we'll just exist together. All right. Find yourself some online witches to hang with for the dark moon and just get busy enjoying community on that day. Okay. And then we've got the waxing crescent moon as we're moving towards the next foot. Wow, this is so awesome. We have the reversed moon in that waxing crescent moon phase. Wow. So, wow, what to do while the moon is waxing or growing. And we have this reversed moon card. This is really about not burying your intuition. This is my concern here, that you feel like you need a pedigree or a certificate to know what you know. No one has access to your intuition but you. So by that next waxing crescent moon phase, please wake up that morning and free write before your feet touch the ground what you know. All right. So this is about you identifying what your intuition is on the next waxing crescent moon phase. Okay. And then that's it, right? No, we've got the last one is the first quarter moon. The first quarter moon is the 6 of Wands right tilted. I love that for the first quarter moon because the first quarter moon is in a waxing phase, and that right tilted 6 of Wands shows the fiery tongue, the wild tongue that you'll be using in that phase right before the full moon. It's like you need to start singing and speaking more your praises of yourself. So this is the wisdom that's shining through with that right tilted 6 of wands, it's time for you to speak your truth a little bit more. The final thing that we're going to cover today is looking at the wonderful Edgar Fabian Frios's spell that's in the Many Moons Planner. And Bird's got it set up here. This is for our full moon that's coming up in Cancer. And they have a hydromancy spell coming right up. And I want to read the first few words of it. It says here, this is a collaborating with the moon for a grounded and inspired 2020. We will be working this spell together here in my space next week. I will link Edgar's YouTube channel where they're somewhat active, but wow, what an active and beautiful magic maker and brujex. Edgar is. They create so many beautiful things, and they're absolutely one of my favorite witches in the world. I'll just read the first couple of paragraphs here about the spell that we'll be casting together in my live stream next week. It says January's full moon is known as the wolf moon because in parts of North America, hungry wolves howl at the moon during this time of year. As these stories suggest, this can be a challenging time for us and for animals, plants, and ecosystems. This is a time to get rooted into into what's important. Cast spells in collaboration with the moon and to ask for guidance as we step into the new year. Edgar says, I'm a descendant of this is really important to me that I don't get this wrong. It's spelled capital Wixarika. Wixarika in Mexico. For us, the moon deity is known as, and here's another word I don't know how to pronounce. This is exciting. I'll know how to pronounce this by next week. It's capital Tateei. Next word, capital Arienaka. So that might be spelled Tete Arienaka. They are the great void. They are various stories in the Wixarika tradition of the Tete Arienka. I really find it so distasteful for me to mispronounce the word. I'm going to skip it. Ruling over water and using it to help out people and animals in times of great need. For the Wixarika, one of the most powerful ways of casting spells is by turning to the moon and the sacred directions. The full moon occurs on January 10th. It is a powerful portal that falls in the watery sign of Cancer, which is also ruled by the moon. Cancer influences various organs, including the stomach, lymphatic system, reproductive organs, mucous membranes, and our chest. I call the mucous membranes of our body the nectars of our body. These systems are water dependent and benefit from movement and flow. There will also be a penumbral lunar eclipse at 11:10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and that's where I live, meaning that this full moon in Cancer is moving through the Earth's penumbra, or partial shadow. Penumbral eclipses help us integrate and transcend past traumas and intergenerational karmic cycles. So we will still be in the energy of that penumbral eclipse during my live stream next week. I just thank you, dear Edgar, for this intensely magical spell. I'll have an altar laid out. After our moon tarot, we will cast the spell together. I'm just so happy to have been here with all of you today. There'll be lots of links in the description. I think I'm going to hop right on that right now. And I just want to pop in and say hello to those that are still present with us today. It looks like we've got 28 folks here today. Oh, yes, I know eclipse is coming next week. Yes. Oh, yes. I'm so excited for the spell too, Irma. Thank you for being here. Yeah, I know. I get shocked by the tarot all the time, dear. Thank you so much for being here all. Okay, good, Louise. You're just doing great. Oh, Temperance, Birdie Rose and I adore you in this space. Thank you very, very much. All right, so Bird wrote down the moon phases because she's incredible. I love you, dearest. Doing a dance on the nights of the full moons. Yes. So, whichever way your body is able, physical movement on full moons is so, so important. So, we'll stop there with the mist here, all this fabulous California light here. One last of tea. And my sweetheart's hand in mine. We just want to remember to remind you that magic is your birthright and everything's a spell, my loves. And this is my spell. Bye bye, y'all.